Hello and welcome to This Week in Privacy. My name's Alexis Katafidis and here are your regulatory highlights for this week. Virginia became the latest state to pass a comprehensive privacy law following the governor's signature of the Consumer Data Protection Act into law. The Cdpa will enter into force on the 1st of January 2023 and provides consumers with several rights, including the right to opt out of the processing of the personal data for purposes of targeted advertising, the sale of personal data or profiling, the right to confirm if their data is being processed, the right to amend inaccuracies, the right to data deletion, and the right to data portability. The Cdpa mandates several obligations for data controllers, including providing consumers with a privacy notice, establishing, implementing, and maintaining reasonable administrative, technical, and physical data security practices to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and accessibility of personal data, conducting and documenting data protection assessments, and contractual requirements in engaging data processors. OneTrust Data Guidance hosted a reactionary webinar examining the Cdpa, which you can watch on demand at www.dataguidance.com/resources. Elsewhere in the US, there are privacy bill developments in other states, including Washington, Florida, and Rhode Island. In Washington, the bill for the Washington Privacy Act passed the state Senate after being introduced for the third time earlier this year. In Florida, a new Senate bill, 1734, was introduced in the Florida State Senate, which would also create data subject rights for consumers, create new obligations for businesses in relation to sharing personal information, and establish a private right of action against a business who violates any of the provisions. If passed, SB 1734 would take effect on the 1st of July 2021. In Rhode Island, House Bill 5959 for the Rhode Island Transparency and Privacy Protection Act was introduced to the House of Representatives. HB 5959 seeks to help consumers identify information collected by online service providers and commercial websites, and which is then shared or sold to third parties. As ever, you can stay up to date on all state bills as they pass through their legislative process through our state law tracker on dataguidance.com. The Office of the Privacy Commissioner for Bermuda announced that it had recognized the APEC cross-border privacy rules as a certification mechanism that can be utilized for overseas data transfers under the Personal Information Protection Act. In particular, PrivCom highlighted that its recognition of the certification mechanism provides organizations with certainty in their operations and the data transfers that must occur in the course of ordinary business, along with a standardized, predictable mechanism to access markets and overseas third parties in Asia-Pacific economies, including the United States and Canada. PrivCom also noted that organizations should ensure that the CBPR certification is a material part of their agreements with overseas third parties. That's all for this week in privacy. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.